Hey, Mark and Joey here, coming to you from Ontario, Canada. We say that because that's where we live and that's where the show comes from. For anybody who's new and is seeing us for the first time, either on audio or on video, and we do both of those. And what we're talking about right now, it's been very popular, has been our review of NFL camps. We're not far away. There's not a ton happening in the summer. NFL's the big talk right now. Basketball's almost made all of its moves, so the NFL's become the next.
Thank God! Oh my God, basketball
is the next thing we're looking at. Although hockey and basketball will follow quickly on the heels of the NFL, so they won't get too much in front of them. But all the talks about the NFL right now, we're doing the same thing. We've been through 2 full divisions right now. We're through almost our 3rd division. Just finished doing Dallas, Philly, and Washington. And I was watching a TV show the other night, like Bring the Laugh or Bring the Comedy.
Bring the Funny.
Bring the Funny. That's right, a new show on TV. And fortunately, the New York Giants are that for football. So even though I didn't think the comedians were too good on that show, New York Giants, oh my God, this is a shit show.
It's really been a rough go for the New York Giants of late, and it's been a lot longer than people think because obviously you get to disguise it with 2 Super Bowls, and no one's ever gonna.
Even Super Bowls they won as the wild card.
That's what I mean. They're never gonna take them away from you,
season,
but they've never been a juggernaut team. They've never been a guaranteed playoff team, like some other teams out there in the league. So. But they get 2 Super Bowls.
And really, other than 2 unbelievable catches, they don't even get those. So even that's been kind of lucky. You know?
New England, you could say, well, if it wasn't for this, they wouldn't have this one and this one and this one and this one. So, really, I don't look towards that on why. I just look towards the fact that they've never been a juggernaut team.
No.
So they've won 2 Super Bowls. They've been able to disguise the fact that they've been actually pretty average for a long time and give them credit when they had the chance, they took advantage of it. And so did Eli Manning. They got him in the playoffs. He went to the Super Bowl and he won those Super Bowls. He could have easily lost both of them, and none of this would have mattered.
Yeah.
But he did win both of them, so credit to him and credit to the New York Giants. But yes, they have not been a great team for many years, and the last few years has really been bad. When I look at it, it's disappointing because of the talent they've had. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Odell Beckham was great for that situation no matter what. And he kind of took it as
attitude can override talent.
But I think these receivers, these top receivers, are more about self-branding than it is even about the team, and that's why I think actually teams that are very successful have underrated receivers.
Well, that's a good term you just made there. The self-branding is exactly what they do. We've actually seen some of the teams do better without the star receiver because now they move the ball around a little bit, and actually their other guys are pretty good.
Well, I feel like
Brady's the only one. I mean, what more do you need to be successful? Watch Brady. Different receivers in camp every year. So he doesn't have that ego that he has to worry about.
But even when you look at other teams, because we can't refer everything to New England Patriots, let's look at when Philly won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No juggernaut receiver, really. I mean, they had a great tight end, but no superstar receivers. You look at, Seattle didn't really have a superstar receiver. You think of, the Patriots just win a lot, I guess. That's what I'm focused on. But anyways, my point is you haven't seen one of these teams with a juggernaut receiver actually win. It's because they take too much attention, but also because I think receivers are becoming overrated. Now, I get some guys are really, really good, but they're becoming overrated because they just can't touch the ball enough to matter.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was Odell Beckham's problem in New York. He's won the ball all the time, and he looks really good and has all the skills, but man, you just worried about yourself. You didn't worry about the team. You can't get thrown the ball 15 times and expect to win a game. It's just impossible. So these receivers are overblown. They take too much money, and they're too worried about themselves, as far as I'm concerned. Most teams that win Super Bowls, and I only point out 3. I plan on pointing out a few more, but I couldn't remember. They don't have big receivers. They just don't have big receivers. Yeah, New England. But they don't have big receivers. They have guys who work hard. They have guys in the trenches.
Tough running game.
They have a tough running game, but they even have tough receivers. It's about guys, because these fancy receivers, what do? They run long. Well, you can't throw long all the time. The teams that win have the guys in the trenches who slant routes, who up the middle, so who have advantages, who have sidelines. These guys, I think, are too much. Anyways, it's been a problem for the Giants.
You just said it. They get thrown the ball all the time. By going long all the time, though, they make the spectacular catches, and that's what makes them famous. And as you said, self-branding. That's why they do that. That's why they get these spectacular catches. And what did we watch on TV after that and all the highlights? Was that great catch, that great catch?
Right.
Not the guy who had 10 receptions, 7 yards at a time, right?
Right.
We always see guys like Beckham out there because the catch he makes is unbelievable. But you can't hook up with him very often because he always wants to run down the field and he always wants to make that big catch to win the game. So I think you're right. That's why we see these guys that are tougher in the trenches as receivers, and Edelman's just obvious one to talk about down over the middle all the time. enough. Over the middle, getting crunched all the time, but he's catching every ball.
Well, and that's why I think tight ends are becoming more popular, is because they're realizing that long ball in the NFL is very difficult, and you have to have these tight ends, and that's why tight ends are getting. But then receivers who can adapt that same style, like an Edelman, and take that beating, is a very popular receiver and very consistent.
Well, let's get to what.
But anyways, let's get to the training camp, because the training camp of the New York Giants is basically not a whole lot. But they've had some picks, and they've had some great talent.
Well, they have the best running back in the league right now.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Eli Manning's not going to get you anywhere. I get that he's there for a couple more years.
No, please, put him on the bench.
Please retire.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, you got the new quarterback they got back there. How do you pick a quarterback that upsets almost your entire town? It's baffling to me. Now, with that being said, he could obviously become very good, because Baker Mayfield upset the whole Cleveland Brown franchise, and now look at him. So the backup there in New York Giant land, Daniel Jones, we don't know much about him. They wasn't touted very highly, got picked highly by them. He's supposed to follow in Eli Manning's footsteps. When that comes, let's say in 2 years, Saquon Barkley, who's already the best in the league, is going to continue to be the best. Can they hook up in 2 years' time and be a great team? Possible. They got a lot of work to do in New York Giant land. They're not even a team I can look at and go, I see half the pieces there. I don't even see half the pieces.
But Joey, you're making a great point here. Eli Manning is the problem in New York.
Yeah.
He's not as good. I really get angered that he's even in the same conversation as his brother. He won 2 Super Bowls. Thank God Peyton got his second, so at least people talk evenly. Eli's not even close to the quarterback that Peyton was. Not even close. He shouldn't even be in the same conversation. And he's done. He's done, and he won't accept a trade. So you know what you got to do? You sit him on the bench. You take the wrath from the New York fans. You're going to hand the ball off anyway 30 times a game, because Eli can't get open to throw the ball anyway. And he's got really nobody to throw to. So you've got to throw the running back. It's got to be your whole game. You got one of the best running backs in the league. Get the rookie in there. Hand the ball off. Hand it off. And then he'll make a few passes. This team will be horrible whether Manning's in the game or a high school quarterback was in the game. These guys are terrible. They've got to allow this team to start looking to the future. And as long as Eli Manning's in the game, there is no future to look at. They have to do something.
I will play a little bit of devil's advocate, I guess I'd be, for the Eli Manning fans, which is they've had a horrible offensive line. He's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
But he also can't move.
Peyton Manning couldn't really run either, but you need an offensive line if that's the style of your quarterback.
But here's what you do. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. You throw the ball fast. That's what they were great at. He has
the fastest sacks. I mean, their line is a joke.
So then they need a running quarterback, and he isn't it. They don't have a quarterback for the offensive line, whatever it is. If they don't make a move, this is 2 more years, New York fans. 2 more years of terrible teams getting nowhere. You need to bring the young guy in and start looking to the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're in New York right now, go buy a Jets jersey. They got some real potential there in New York Jets land, and they just got Le'Veon Bell to match up with the young quarterback and some receivers and a defense. Hey, go get a Jets jersey.
Giants, I think, have a running back as good as Bell. You got this kid. You got to let him run.
Barkley's good, but tell me something else about this team. They got nothing else. They don't have a line. They don't have receivers.
Right.
They don't have the defense, I guess, is sometimes decent, but not a great defense.
They're on the field the whole game.
Yeah, and Eli Manning's no good, and their backup isn't even touted. He might be a great quarterback, because Brady was 6th round.
I was going to say, someone else wasn't very touted either.
But there's not even
That's why you got to get him in there.
There's not even a sniff of this kid being good. And in practice, his first 7 throws were interceptions.
Well, at least you got rid of him.
My God, I don't know, but they got to figure something out. You might as well play the kid, as far as I'm concerned. Unless you're looking at this, you're not going to win this division anyway. So maybe they're going to sacrifice next year's. But then someone get to Barkley and tell him that, because this poor bugger is stuck in New York land. And he even said this year, he goes, what's the point in being the leading rusher? I'm going to go 5-11 every year. Yeah, dude, you're right. But that's going to happen.
But he's already depressed, and that's why you need to give him something new to work with. A new young quarterback that is as young as him. They can work together on the future, start to build an offense around him, which they're doing anyway. I watched tape of this guy. I think he's the best running back in the whole league, easily.
He's insane.
What he can do on his own.
Have you seen his legs?
Yeah.
They're nuts.
But what he does on his own, never mind this line.
Yeah.
He's like Bell.
He's the best running back.
He's like Le'Veon Bell, who can take a line that is very average, but because of the vision that they have, the moves they have, can still get yards. And that's what I see this guy. And he's massive, strong guy. So, you know what? New York, it's time to look to the future. Eli Manning has to sit on the bench or has to go. That's the only option you have, where you got 2 more terrible years. And what do you have after 2 more years? A running back who wants to go free agency. So, that's going to be your next problem is that
tough.
he's not staying. If you're going to give him 2 years, he's going to get pounded every game because Eli Manning can't move. He can't get the ball out to the sidelines. He can't scramble at all. And this team's going to mess again. So 4-12, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Cleveland Browns.
Can
we go 0-16?
Hey, you know what? They'd be smart to. Hey, I tell you what, though. They love their Mannings. There's a high school Manning.
No kidding.
He's only 4 years or 3 years away from his draft. They're a little... I don't think it's a brother. I think it's a nephew.
Probably, yeah.
Tearing up the high school record. So maybe they're just waiting for that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. Anyway,
it looks like let's go with
Giants year. Thank God we're not fans.
3-13.
Yeah, something like that. So we just don't know. It just isn't going to be anything good. So anyhow, that's it. That's it on that division. That's what we see. Dallas,
an interesting division. Finally, after all these years, it's going to be
Dallas,
something special.
Philly, real close if Wentz stays healthy.
Yep.
If not, Philly and Washington 8-8. If he doesn't stay healthy, depending on when he goes down, and they got the Giants to win a couple games each. So every team has 2 wins right off the bat, and then they beat the Giants.
Yeah,
so,
I think Dallas destroys this division this year. I think they get 4 wins locked up with Washington and New York Giants.
Yeah.
And I think they split with Philly. So that gives your Giants, Dallas Cowboys 5 wins. So if you're a Cowboys fan, this is your year,
should
guys.
You
gotta go get it. But Giants fans, man, good luck. You'd be lucky to beat. I don't even know who the other worst team is.
But that's why you got to get in. I mean, Prescott started as a young quarterback right out of the gate, has worked hard and is getting better and better.
Good team, though.
And but you know what? When you're youthful, you don't give a shit. You want to play.
I know,
so
but these
you know what? They'll get out there, and I think that's where they go. Anyway, enough said there. That division, you know where the Giants are going to go be. Just say to the New York fans, we're sorry. But you're actually worse than Cleveland.
And if you're Shaquan Barkley and you're like 0-8,
he's already planning.
Sit on the bench, kid. Don't hurt your body.
Yeah.
You're amazing. You're honestly the superstar of this league going forward, and you're a superstar of New York Giants. They ever got a team. So you tell that team if you start 8-0, you're going to sit on the bench and save your body.
0-8. You just lost your mind when you said 8-0.
0-8. If you start 8-0, pigs are flying and we're on Mars.
Yeah,
I don't think so. If you start 0-8. My advice, man, you're not going to ever hear this, but tell your agent to tell the team that you're going to just sit because you do not need to ruin your body for this crappy team.
Anyway, a new entry into Bring the Funny is the New York Giants. So that's it. We're going to be on to a new division starting tomorrow.